And every time I get my little box of product delivered to the door, it's a little bit like a birthday for me, like birthday party presents, because it's always exciting. And if you guys are on ER and you get your little freebies, that's even more exciting. So I shared before that I grew up in nature in Germany. I love just the outdoors, nature, the plants. And that's one of the reasons I love essential oils. It's just like nature in a bottle for me, and I know many of you probably feel the same way. Chemists have become very good at copying the smells of nature and the tastes of nature. So just because something tastes like a strawberry or smells like lavender doesn't mean it's actually the real deal. And we run into that with essential oils also. I have been using Young Living. I signed up in 2002 with my own account, and then kind of off and on ordered the products. And for about 6 years now, I've been using them very steadily, and I love the products. So you guys, everybody, if you've ever watched me do a class, you know this is not my friend. So I'm already messing up. So, okay, 1, 2, 3. So now we're on track again. Most people, you guys, want to be part of a company, of course, that they can trust. And it takes a lot of time to do research, to research a company. And the thing I love about Young Living is that they are very transparent. They tell us and show us who they are and what they do. And that saves me a lot of time that I don't have to do that research and call the company and do whatever it takes to find out what a company does and what they do. And so with the Seed to Seal guarantee that Young Living has, you guys, it can sound a little bit boring, and I'm going to go over it really, really quick, but it's super important, you guys, because you want to know that you spend your money in a good place, right? And so it is really important information. They've been around for 25 plus years now. And the first thing, you guys, is the seed. So powerful essential oils come from plants that are verified for their potential. So it's not just any old seed that is planted in the ground. That's the first step. And experts actually evaluate the essential oil potential in the seeds that they use. The seeds are planted by Young Living, and they are selected for the ability to become plants actually that have the highest possible level of the bioactive compounds needed to make plants that will give us the oils that we expect to have. So the cultivation is done amazingly. We have farms all around the globe, and they are dedicated to perfecting the sustainable growing and the harvesting methods, which for me is really, really important to know that. I said I love nature. Taking care of the planet is super important for me, so I need to know that a company that I invest in is a really good steward of the planet, and they do that. So the distillation is also very important. We've talked about that before, that if you don't distill a plant the right way, you're not going to get a superior essential oil. And Young Living has kind of is the innovator of that process. They use a gentle technique that makes sure that the compounds stay in the essential oils, and they never use any chemicals on them. There's different methods. There's cold pressing, there's distillation, so there's different processes used for different plants, and then the fruits that can be pressed, or like frankincense and myrrh that is from the trees, or the copaiba oil. So there's different processes, but there's a science behind every one of them, and they are very good at what they do. And then the testing, you guys. Young Living never uses diluted, cut, or adulterated oils, and that's really, really important to know. The testing is done by internal labs, and then also third-party testing is done. And this ensures that the specifications are met, and that they even go above the international standards for Young Living oils. and that the bioactive compounds, you guys, are there, right? Because that's important. And then the seed to seal is completed at the facility in Spanish Fork, Utah, where the oils are bottled and then they get shipped out to us, right? So Kurt Schnaubel, PhD, made a statement, and he said he is a world-renowned author and just a specialist when it comes to essential oils. And he estimated that 95% of the essential oils on the market are adulterated. So it's very, very, very hard to find an essential oil that is actually used for therapeutic purposes. And I always say this, people don't buy essential oils, right? They buy the effect that the essential oil can give them, right? You guys don't just go out and spend money so you can say you have an essential oil bottle at home, but you buy it to get the benefits that the oil can give you. And I actually forgot this at home, and maybe it would have been dumb, so maybe it was better I left it at home. But I was playing with my little grandkids the other day, and we were playing kitchen, and they were bringing out, they asked me what I wanted to eat, and they were giving me the plates with the, you know, I want a sandwich, the plastic bread, the plastic cheese, the plastic carrot, and the pie and the donut. And I looked at the plastic carrot, you know, and I'm like, God, you know, if I would bring this with me to class and hold it up, and I would say, what is this? You guys would say a carrot, right? And then if I would hold up a shriveled up carrot that's been laying on the counter for a week, and I would hold that up, and I would go, what is this? You guys would say a carrot. And then if I would hold up a really fresh carrot that I just got at the Good Earth Co-op and hold it up with the green still attached, and I'd say, what is this? You guys would say it's a carrot. So you were right in all of those things, right? That the first plastic thing, that was a carrot. The shriveled up thing, that was a carrot. And the fresh one, that was a carrot too. And it kind of, in a strange way, you know, made me think about essential oils, that you can call things essential oils, but there's a huge spectrum. Just because something is called an essential oil doesn't mean it is what you think it is, okay? So, didn't bring the props, but I hope that made a little bit of sense.
That was a good one, Heike.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, how many of, oh, wait, 4. All right, keep me on track, you guys. How many of you have ever wondered, how much oil should I use, right? And when? Have any of you ever wondered this and been kind of intimidated by that? So here's the answer that you all have been waiting for. Ready? Get your pens ready. There is no magic number, you guys. There is no answer to that question, ever. So now we can all go home because it's like, okay, thanks. But you need to understand that you need to get to know them and use them based on your needs, okay? We'll talk about that now. So sometimes I use essential oils very often during the day, and sometimes I just put them in my water and you know, and that's maybe all I do that day. So it just depends on the day. You have to find out for yourself what works for you. And it's kind of like if someone asked you, well, you know, Sherry, how many times a day should I eat? And how much exactly should I eat when I do eat? What would you say?
Well, I would say that's a really individual thing. Depends on you.
Exactly. Or if someone would say, okay, Linda, how many times should I go to the bathroom? And when I go, how long should I stay in there? Right? How do you answer that? It's very individual, right? So that was maybe more, you get the point. So it's very individual, right? It depends on each person. So here's good advice, you guys. Go slow and go low. Easy to remember, right? Go slow and go low. That means start out maybe with a drop diluted, put it on the bottom of the feet. Okay? when you do that, that is a very, very, very safe way to use essential oils, okay? The general rule, you guys, given by most French aromatherapists, okay, that I have come across is this guideline. 12 drops a day for consumption. 40 drops a day for topical use. Okay, just stay within those guidelines, okay? And French aromatherapy, that's the model that we talk about, where you use essential oils aromatically, topically, and internally.
Can you repeat that?
What's that?
Can you repeat that? How many? Repeat it. 12.
12 drops a day for consumption, 40 drops a day topically. So these are the 3 ways that we talk about learning, using the essential oils. And part of the joy of life, you guys, for me, is learning, and I think for you guys too, because you came here tonight when the weather is like that, so you must like to learn. There's an old saying, you guys, hindsight is 20/20, and I told you I signed up with Young Living in 2002, and then I kind of started reading some books and doing some other things, and I thought, I can use cheaper oils, and I can make my own mixes, and I have a ton of experience in oils that are not working the same, okay? There's a huge, huge difference. And after a while, you guys, you will learn to differentiate even the smells. You can pick out certain oils when you smell them that might have synthetics in them, and the smells will really start to bother you when there's synthetic smells, even in cleaners. So the more your body starts to get reset and you're used to smelling the real deal, getting rid of chemicals in your home, they really start to bother you. So there really is a big difference. Diffusing, you guys, is one way to use the essential oils, of course. They enter your lung, the blood, the different organs in your body that way. And through your nose, they reach the brain, and they support a lot of different body systems that way. So diffusing is a great way to use essential oils, a very easy way. And I'll give you my favorite spring diffuser recipe that I love to do at home. It's 4 drops of peppermint and 2 drops of orange. And it's super easy, and most of us have those oils at home. How many of you have ever tried that combo in a diffuser before? Lula, do you like it?
Yeah.
It's
What was it again?
4 drops of peppermint and 2 drops of orange. Super easy, but it smells really, really fresh, really nice. So topical use, you guys, I'm a firm believer that what I put on my skin, I should be able to eat. I don't want to put any kind of stuff on my skin that, I wouldn't eat the chemicals if I would see them on a label in food. So read your labels, you guys, because what gets put on your skin, a lot of that stuff gets absorbed into your body. The essential oils, the same way. They get put on your skin, they get absorbed by your skin, and they enter the lymph, the blood, the muscles, the organs. It takes a few minutes for them to reach the molecules. It doesn't take very long. And dilute them, of course, if you'd like to, in a carrier oil. And the feet already, go slow and go low. Feet, always remember, it's a great place to put the essential oils. If you add heat, it drives the oil in. If you ever feel warmth, what do you never do? If oil starts to irritate?
You don't use water.
You don't use water, you guys, right? You use a fatty oil to slow down the absorption of the oil. So I have a question for you guys. Is this a myth or is it truth? Okay, listen. Spending time in the sun after I applied essential oils won't affect my skin. Is that myth or is it truth?
Depends on the oil.
Spending time in the sun after I apply certain essential oils won't affect my skin.
False.
That's false. It's a myth, you guys. Very good. You guys are so smart. So some essential oils, especially citrus oils, you guys, contain natural molecules that react with sunlight, okay? So because of that, you can have a sensitive reaction. Young Living has labels on their bottles, so read them. Make sure you're a good student, you read those labels. Now with the weather getting nicer, read those labels to make sure that there isn't something in that oil, you know, either it's a blend or a single oil that can be make your skin more sensitive to the sun. It's important to remember that in the summertime. And then here's another one, you guys. Is this a fact or a myth? The FDA recognizes many essential oils as safe for human consumption. Is it a myth or is it a fact? The FDA recognizes many essential oils as safe for human consumption. Is it myth or fact? It's a fact, you guys. The FDA recognizes a wide variety of essential oils as safe for human consumption. Okay? Clove, cinnamon, peppermint, and many, many more oils. So, most oils on the market, we already said, are not safe for human consumption. That's why it says that on the bottle when you read the fine print on the bottle. Young Living has made it super easy for us because the Vitality line is exactly for that. It's for consumption, okay? And the FDA recognizes that. So it's super, super easy for us. There is, I don't know how many essential oils are in the Vitality line right now.
A lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I want to say at least 30
I
or
would say
40.
30. Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of essential oils right now in the Vitality line. Just so you guys know, there's no difference. The cinnamon bark Vitality oil is exactly the same as the cinnamon bark for topical and aromatic use, okay? They are split up, different labels. So we have the label on there for internal and the label for topical aromatic, okay? Start using essential oils in your cooking. I love to cook with essential oils. Put them in your water. The caps are available. You see them on the picture here. In Health Food Store, Young Living carries them. And I love to make synergies, you guys, in little 5 ml bottles that we all have at home, right? And we don't know what to do with them. I use them to make my own little synergy blends with essential oils. So one of my favorite ones, I always carry this in my purse, and then when I go out or something, I put it in my water. One of my favorite ones is called the Fruit Bowl Synergy recipe, okay? And all of those drops will fit in a 5 ml. And it's 10 drops of each of these oils, you guys. It's lemon, jade lemon, orange, tangerine, lime, and grapefruit. And it's an amazing blend of essential oil, and it tastes so good in yogurt, in your water, in mineral water, in a fruit salad. Super good. Okay, I am moving on. Number 6. So here are some different things, you guys, that are fun to have on hand when you have essential oils and you like to make different things with them. Abundant Health is a great place to order these things. Is there any other good resource website where we can order that you guys? Abundant Health
Life
is
Science Publishers sells containers too.
Okay.
Not as many as
Right.
Abundant Health produces.
so Life Science Publishing.
You can order stuff off of Amazon too.
Sure.
Just by comparing
Yeah.
prices.
So Young Living has over 400 products. I'm not sure on the exact number, but
Those are
500, over 500.
I think so.
Okay. So there's a lot to choose from, you guys, and we're going to talk about some of them now. So general safety, you guys, for children and essential oils. So you probably, if you have children or grandchildren, you have paused before and thought about how to use essential oils with your kids, right? We want to give you some tips on how you can do that and use them safely. There's great information on here that you can read through. I'm not going to read that. I'm just going to keep on talking. children respond amazingly to essential oils, you guys. And I remember as a young mom having little kids at home. Okay, I got to tell you a funny story. I grew up with my grandma. She watched me, and I stayed most of the week with her. And she taught me about herbs, and we would go out and pick herbs, and she taught me about what to use them for and what they're called, and I loved all of that, right? So when I got married and I went to the States, I had half of my suitcase full of dried herbs from Germany in Ziploc baggies. I don't think that would fly anymore now, getting through the customs. But I had so many herbs with me from Germany because it was just like, oh, I need to bring my herbs. I can't leave Germany without them. So that kind of gives you a picture of how much that was part of, who I was and how I used natural things. So as a young mom, having little kids, of course, I had tons of herbs at home all the time. And if my daughters were here right now, they could probably tell you terrible stories of me trying to get them to eat these pills and herbs and drink the tea and all of that. It was brutal sometimes. And it's very, very hard to get children to swallow pills, and that's why I love essential oils, you guys. They are so easy to use with children, and they respond so well. So whether you're new or you have used them for a while, you guys, there's always so much to learn in this field. And there are great resources. One of the best resources, you guys, if you look around, it's you guys. Because we're not know-it-alls. We're just people that come up here and get you guys together and share some things that we have learned. But all of us are smarter than one of us. And so one of the best resources is just the people in this room and other moms using essential oils and other people using essential oils, because they know a lot. Life experience is amazing. So, call your upline, look at good resources, ask questions. That's how you learn. Go on the internet, you guys. But I wanted to mention something. If you like to be on the internet doing research on essential oils, be aware, okay? Look for articles that are authored by people with experience. Because I can go on the internet tonight and say that I ate whatever and I broke out in hives, and anybody could put anything on the internet. It's that commercial, if it's on the internet, it's true, and it's not. So if you do your research on the internet, you need to be aware. You need to look at who authored what you're reading. Okay, who is the author? What is the agenda that person might have? Do they have research that is linked out? Are there links that you can follow where they got their information? Okay, are there resources given? If you really want to find great information, look at databases where scientific studies are posted, like PubMed. Always remember to really check out the author who is writing what you're reading, where you're getting your information, to make sure that they're trustworthy people that really know what they're talking about. And then see if that information is backed up by data, okay? Because we want to be smart. There is also a huge difference in the quality of studies done, and few of us are really trained in reading medical studies and scientific studies properly. But take the research that you do seriously and go to good places when you do that. Think critically. So essential oils are plants in the purest form, and millions of people are using them every day. And the important thing is, you guys, for me, is to really have fun with it and learn about it, because they're amazing things that we have been, God has given to us to use, and they are fun to incorporate into our lives every day. And they are, there's a lot to learn, but it is a lot of fun. So when in doubt, you guys, here it is again. Start low and go slow. I love that. It's easy to remember. It's great advice. Read the label. Heed the instructions that are on the label. Young Living does a great job labeling their essential oils. There's great information on there. And dilute, you guys, with children. There is, again, not a black and white. You will never find a black and white answer anywhere that says exactly use this much oil and dilute it like so. Every child and every person is different. I would suggest you guys remember that for babies and children and even elderly, the skin is different, okay? If something feels good on your skin, it might not feel the same way to a baby, a child, or an elderly person. So you can't really just go by, well, it feels fine to me. You know, so it really is a good idea to really go slow and dilute, because you can't hurt anything by diluting an essential oil.
Heike,
Yes.
I would say even like skin tone, like
Yes.
if you're really pale or light colored.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I would even add to that, like if you're really light colored or pale, or you know, if you typically have red hair, your skin is more sensitive. Just to make sure you dilute.
Exactly. Yep. And I'm going to give you a dilution ratio for children, you guys. This is not a black and white, do this with every oil. It is a guideline that you can follow. You can not dilute more heavily if you want to, and then it depends on the oil. But just, you know, to give you an idea, up to 1 year old, a very high dilution that is very safe to use is 1 drop to 8 to 10 drops carrier oil. So you have a, you know, 10% essential oil, 90% carrier oil. That's a high dilution using a regular essential oil like lavender or something like that. Then 2 to 6 years old, 1 drop, 2 to 4 drops of a carrier oil. 7 to 11 years old, 1 drop to 1 drop in carrier oil, so 50-50. And then 12 plus years, this again depends on the oil, but most oils you can follow the label. So if you prefer to dilute an essential oil heavy, then remember you might have to apply it more often. And remember also that essential oils get metabolized pretty quickly. So after about 2.5 or 3 hours, they're metabolized, so you have to reapply them. It's not like, you know, once a day and you're good to go. So some of the essential oils that are great for infants, you guys, for 1-year-olds, or chamomile, frankincense, and lavender. If you don't want to put them on the baby, you can just wear them yourself, right? Because they still get the aroma of the oil. Some oils that I came across that for toddlers are peace and calming, and tangerine. It says tangerine is supposed to work great for cranky toddlers. Vetiver was one of the oils that was talked about for fidgety, restless toddlers that have a hard time focusing. I wonder if that works for husbands too. Fidgety, restless, and no focus. That was for vetiver. And then older children, you know, it's really fun to let them experiment with the oils and let them smell the oils and pick their own oils. Maybe have them have their own diffusers in a room, and just make them part of the whole process, because essential oils and kids are a really great combination. My grandkids really enjoy smelling the essential oils and picking out their favorites. It's fun to put them on a stuffed animals that they can take on a car ride, you know, if they're a little fired up or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways to use essential oils with the kids where you don't actually apply them, but you know, make little projects with them. This is one of them, you guys. I think you can see it okay. There's a great Play-Doh recipe that you can make to add essential oils to, and those little diffuser necklaces. So there's a ton of information online. I just made a little sandbox for my grandkids in a bigger Tupperware container. I put essential oils in the sand. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways to incorporate essential oils into the playtime and all of that with the little ones. So get the kids involved. These are a few mom must-haves, you guys. Most of them are in the in our essential, in our
Everyday
basic
oils.
kit, the Everyday Oils kit. Thank you. And those were the top 8 oils for that moms chose for the kiddos. And we have a kids line, you guys, if you want oils that are specifically made for children. Young Living, they have been out for a couple of years, I think. And they're super nice. I have most of them at home, and they're just really, really nice because they're already diluted, and they're specifically for the little ones. So super nice to have those blends around. And we have a lot of different products for children, which are super fun. I know that my granddaughter loves the kids' toothpaste. And then we do have children's supplements already too. So I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but we have children enzymes. So I wanted to make sure you knew about that. So, good morning. The skin we already talked about is the largest organ, you guys, and what we put on gets absorbed into a bloodstream, a lot of that. So the average woman puts on about 15 personal care products daily, and the average guy about 6. A lot of them can contain chemicals. So we have to think of the compound effect, right, when we put that many things on every day, not even counting the things that we breathe in. So the compounding effect of doing these things every day can be pretty large. So it is important that we pay attention to what we put on our skin. And how many of you see things up here that you recognize that you use every day? Awesome. Somebody want to say their favorite product? If you have one that you really love? The toothpaste?
Mouthwash.
The mouthwash? Yeah, one of the things, you guys, about the Thieves mouthwash is there is no alcohol in it. It's very, very hard to find a mouthwash that doesn't have alcohol in it. The toothpaste don't have fluoride in it. If you take the toothpaste and you read the back of the Young Living toothpaste, there's no warnings on there about that you can't swallow it. And just so you guys know, these are not normal toothpaste. Sometimes not being normal is a good thing. And this is one of the times, you guys, you know the commercials where they do the big old wave on the toothpaste, you don't do that with this. It's less than a pea size that you actually use of this stuff. So don't use a lot. And one other thing, when you brush your teeth, don't do this thing. And this thing, like we used to get taught we have to do, you end up pushing your gums up. So you want to brush away from your gum, pull your brush back and push down away from the gums. Because over time, it can really push back your gums, and you don't want to do that. So the toothpaste, probably my favorite one is the Denturome. I love that. It just makes your mouth feel really clean. And like I said, there's no icky stuff in there. I love the beauty serum on the bottom right. I add that in the coconut oil every day. We just have really, really great products that you can use every day, you guys, to not use chemicals while you do your routine in the morning and at night. Perchescence Plus, you guys, I love this description. A beautiful harmonizing serum made with essential oils for topical application for any woman with emotions, feelings, and for anyone who has ever had a menstrual cycle. So if you ever had any emotions or any feelings, this is for you, you guys. It's a natural balancing oil. How many of you in here are using Perchescence Plus? Yeah, I put it on every night. I have it on my nightstand and just put it in my arms and rub it in. It can be calming, help you relax and unwind before bed. And it is just a really, really nice overall balancing blend for women wellness. And then we were actually going to pass stuff out.
Oh, did you want help?
Yeah, it might be a little long if I run back. The Myra Shave Oil, you guys, is super nice. Has someone tried it in here yet? Lula, what do you think of it?
Well, I use it for two things. I use it for shaving. Of course, I love it because it can be your dry skin.
Yeah?
And I use it in my hair. So when you're done with your hair, just put a little bit of oil in it and just kind of like blow into it. And it's shiny and it just like goes really, really nice.
Wow. See, you guys, this is what it's about.
I have to share something real quick.
Yes.
Lisa told me that trick too, so that's why I purchased it. And only like a week ago, I used it to shave my legs, and I was so like excited because it's so moisturizing. Because I had bought it and I was using it just in my hair,
Oh.
and then I finally tried it, and it was awesome.
Very cool. There you have it. So the Myra Shave Oil for women. Shutron for guys, that's going to be passed around in just a second. I love that smell. I don't know if I have met anyone that doesn't like Shutron. It seems like everybody loves Shutron, you guys. This is for men, and men and women love it. And they also have a Shutron shaving cream for the guys, so they didn't get left out. The women have their shaving lotion or shaving oil, and the Shutron shave cream is for the guys. So slide number 20, you guys, we move on to healthy bone support, because all of us have bones, no matter how old we are. So I can talk about pain relief with this cream because it is FDA recognized as a pain relief cream. So a lot of those have chemicals in them and artificial ingredients, and this one doesn't. It's actually the white bottle, and it's gonna come around, you guys. Methyl salicylate is an active ingredient in that, and it provides relief from minor aches and pains, and it's a super nice product that we use quite a bit at home. Deep Relief is going to go around also. And what I wanted to show you, Deep Relief is a roll-on, and this is what it comes in when you order it. Isn't that beautiful, the way it's packaged? I think they do such a nice job with that. And it's super nice because it comes in with a roller ball attachment, so you can really reach it, the places, you know, on your back really easily, and only small amounts come out at a time. So super nice when you do a lot of computer work and, you know, sitting a lot, you get sore, things like that. Panaway is another oil that I think most of us are really familiar with. That comes in your kit as well. One of the ways I like to use it is adding it to bath salt and adding it to the bath water. You guys, it's a really nice, relaxing soak for your muscles. You can put it on your forehead or in your neck when you get a little bit of a tension going from working hard or thinking really hard. Sometimes that can happen. Ladies, if you wear shoes that are uncomfortable, you've been on your feet all day, it's really, really helpful when you massage Panaway into your feet. It's one of those things we forget about, right? But it's super, super nice. Cobalt Eva, you guys, on the bottom right, is a relatively new oil. It's been with Young Living for probably a few years now, but relatively new still. And a lot of people have not tried it. I encourage you to do your own research on it because it's an amazing oil with so many wonderful properties. The nice thing about Cobalt Eva is it does just about everything. It's almost like lavender in that sense. And it has a very, very, it has a very, very, I'm getting sidetracked now. Someone's getting a massage here. So it has a very light scent, you guys. And for people that are new to essential oils, some smells can be a little bit overwhelming. So Cobalt Eva is one of the oils that are very, very easy to use for someone that is brand new to essential oils. And remember, it can be used in so many different ways that it's a super nice oil to have. It supports the natural response to irritation, and it's a wonderful oil, you guys. Like I said, look it up. Super interesting. Alkaline is going to go around. That is a supplement that my husband likes to use a lot. It's formulated to neutralize acidity in your body, and we hear a lot about that, right? You want an alkaline environment in your body. So it can help maintain desirable pH levels, and it tastes pretty good, you guys. Take a big glass and put a little bit of water in there and a little bit of the powder, because it's kind of like the volcano effect. It really bubbles up. And we have spilled, right, Tom? We have spilled some of that before. So use a big glass, you guys. But it tastes decent. And it also has biochemic salt, cell salt in there to increase the effectiveness. So that is a great product to have pH balance. Agile Ease, you guys, is a new product that's in the middle. Many of you were used to BML, right? And so Agile Ease is for everyone. You know, young moms running after the kids, athletes, elderly, people that are working out. I mean, there is nobody that this isn't for, really. And it can help with discomfort in the joints after exercise, after doing everyday work, things like that. So there is frankincense powder in Agile Ease, okay? So the interesting thing that I love is the seed to seal process is not just for the essential oils, it's for our supplements too. So the frankincense powder in here is actually frankincense from our farms, okay? So just in case you wonder about that. One thing that I learned that was really interesting, you guys, is Agile Ease has undenatured collagen in it, okay? I'm going to try to explain this. Denatured collagen in its form, natural form, can be twisted, and companies can straighten it out to make it fit in supplements better, okay? The problem with that, once it is changed, the form is changed, it's harder for your body to do the uptake, okay? So the undenatured collagen is the natural state of the collagen, and it's easier for your body to absorb that, and that is what is in the Agile Ease. Okay, so when you read the undenatured collagen, that is the better source of that. It also has wintergreen, copaiba, clove, northern light black spruce, and you only take it 2 times a day, which is really nice, because if I have to take anything more often than 2 times a day, I forget it. I barely remember to brush my teeth 2 times a day. So 2 times a day I can handle it. Anything more than that. Sulfurzyme, you guys, how many in here love sulfurzyme? I love sulfurzyme. And Lindsay Elmore, I'll tell you later who she is, but she talked about sulfurzyme and Ninja are 2 of those things that you don't realize what it does until you're out and you're not taking it anymore. And after a week or so, you're like, oh, I feel different. Things are different. So I think that's such a good way to describe it.
But I saw a difference too, though, a physical difference from taking sulfurzyme. When I'm done washing my hair and I run my hands through my hair, I would get a big old ball in hair. I get hardly anything anymore.
Wow.
I'm starting to notice the same thing.
You notice the same thing?
I'm starting to, I heard people talk about that.
Yeah.
And I started realizing I'm losing less hair, and I thought, oh, maybe there's nothing left to
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So you did, there's MSM in there that supports healthy immune system, the liver, circulation, proper intestinal function. So sulfur is really, really important for us. There's wolfberries in there too. And Megakill is another product I think that's making the rounds.
Hey, if you want to say, just kind of address the difference between sulfur and sulfa.
Go ahead.
I was gonna have you do it.
You know, if you say it, you bring it
Well, a
up.
lot of times people think that they're allergic to the sulfurzyme. They're not allergic to sulfur, they're allergic to sulfa.
Yeah, which can be in medications and things like that. Two different things, you guys. Thank you for bringing that up. Yep. Mega-Cal supplement, you guys, is to support normal bone and vascular health and normal nerve function. And they did a study, you guys, and it said, you know, taking calcium is actually bad for you, okay? What happened is taking calcium by itself, okay? So calcium should be taken, there should be a balance when you take calcium with magnesium and other minerals, including zinc and manganese, for proper uptake of the calcium. Okay, your body has a hard time taking it up when it's taken by itself, okay? So there's the big difference. They're very important to maintain healthy bones and nerves and teeth. And this was really interesting. Magnesium activates over 300 enzymes in your body. And with calcium together, it's vital for your nerves and your muscle function. So we all need those things to work good for us, right? Here's the next thing. We just talked about hair, you guys, and here we go. Add 20 drops of cedarwood and rosemary to your favorite shampoo, you guys. It smells so good, and it's super nice for your hair. Sulfurzyme is on there because of what we just heard. And there's a recipe on here for beautiful hair, for a deep conditioning hair, what do you call it, like a mask or a treatment. And it's 10 drops of a carrier oil like the V6 or coconut oil, 5 drops of the rosemary. You put it in your wet hair, you wrap it and you leave it on for 45 minutes and you rinse, okay? So really, really nourishing for your hair. And now we're going to talk about something fun, eating and having supper with the family. So I wanted to address this, you guys, because stress at the supper table, how many of you ever deal with that? Either on a regular basis or when the whole family is over or something, and it can get a little crazy. And I wanted to put this in because we're going to talk about digestion a little bit. And it's really, really important to slow down when we eat. And a lot of times we have the TV going and the cell phone laying right beside us, and we're trying to do a whole bunch of stuff while we're eating, and we really shouldn't, you guys. So we have to, it says it's not only better for our body to dine quietly and slowly, even if you're alone, but it's also so important just for your digestion, okay, for that alone. So stress can cause your esophagus to go into spasms. It can increase the acid in your stomach, causing gas, bloating, and pressure. When you're under stress, the mill in your stomach can shut down and make you feel nauseated. And stress can cause your colon to react in a way that gives you diarrhea or constipation. So if we eat in a stressed state, you guys, it's really, really unhealthy for us. So I made up this little thing, just little tips, you guys, about how to have a stress-free dinner. And I'm not going to go through there. I'm sure you guys read through that. But you know what? I brought you guys a little present that you can all go home with. And I love these things. Remember the mood rings we used to wear? Okay. This is kind of sort of like that. So you each are going to go home with one of those. And they actually work super well. They're actually a biofeedback tool, okay? So what this does is, it's a tool to measure your stress, okay? And what you can do is, I have one that is on a card like that, like a hard cardstock. You can stick it on that. It's a adhesive. So you hold your finger on there for 10 seconds, okay? And when you take it off, I'm probably a little nervous doing this, so yep. I'm stressed. So the color changes with your body temperature. And what it tells you is this, you guys. So you place the stress dot on your hand. You can stick it right on your hand, or you can put it anywhere if you want to reuse it all the time, okay? And when your stress level increases, the stress dots change color. So you can use your oils at that time and deep breathing to relieve everyday stress that you might experience, and so you calm down, and the color hopefully goes into the green and to the blue. And it really, really works well, you guys. So this can be a really cool thing to keep track of how stressed you are, because we can tell ourselves, I'm not stressed, I'm not stressed. But this really doesn't lie unless you've been outside and you have cold hands or something like that. But your hands should be warm unless you're outside and it's cold in the room or something like that. So this is a really cool little tool, you guys, that you can use if you keep it in your purse, if you use it by your desk, to really keep track of if you're stressed. And when you notice that your color is in the black or the red, that's a sign for you to slow down and do some deep breathing and breathe in some essential oils. I love doing this because there is nothing hokey about it. It's just your body temperature. Because when you are stressed, your blood vessels pull together, they restrict, and that's not a good state to be in. And your hands get cold, your feet get cold. So I hope you have fun with this, you guys. And when you use it, just remember to chill.
Okay, wait
Take
a minute.
deep breath.
How long are we supposed to hold it?
10 seconds. Yeah, just 10 seconds, you guys.
I didn't know I was so stressed.
Right? So there you go. So I hope you guys are going to have fun with that. You're welcome. You can order them online. Yep.
And what are they called then?
And they're stress dots or stress squares. And Archibald Hart, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a Christian psychologist. He has written many books, and he loves using these guys on people to manage their stress throughout the day, because it gives you a really great tool to really monitor your stress yourself. Because, like I said, okay, moving on.
Hey, Heike?
Yes.
If people, like when I squeeze mine, it doesn't work. But when I lay it flat on my hand, it works.
Yep.
Is that what you're supposed to do, or did I just
Yep.
mess it up?
Just lay it down, or
You have to take a peeling thing off the back?
when you eventually stick it somewhere. Like you can wear it on your skin, or you can stick it on a piece of paper. But right now it should work, you guys, if you just lay it on the table. Or it's kind of cool in here right now, so I think my hands are super cold right now too.
Yeah.
If I put it on my palm, then
Yeah.
it turns green. But
Yeah.
on my
Yep.
fingers, it's black.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
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 So I think it's a little bit cold in here. At least I am. So it might be dark just because you're cold. But yeah, maybe we can shut the doors now. Okay, these are super fun. We could just play around with them now for a while. But we'll move on to digestion, you guys. So ICP is a really cool supplement that Young Living offers that actually helps your colon and to work in a great way, supports colon health. The fibers in there can scour out residues. It promotes a healthy digestive system, supports a healthy digestive system, and who can't use that? I have a couple recipes for you guys. For slow digestion, lemon, rosemary, and peppermint, 1 drop each, can really help slow digestion. Fast digestion, peppermint, ginger, and geranium, 1 drop each. And ingest them? You can just rub them on your belly, actually. Put them in your hand. Slow digestion, lemon, rosemary, peppermint. Fast, peppermint, ginger, geranium.
Okay, I'm curious.
Okay.
So, why would I want to do one way or the other? Do you know what I mean? Like, why do you need to speed up your digestion, or why do you need to
If you
slow it
have
down?
slow digestion, you can use those oil. If you have fast digestion, you can use the others.
I'm like, I thought you were telling me I should hurry up and eat.
Oh, no, that's a good question. So Digest, you guys, of course, we all love Digest. Yes, do we all love Digest? Did you have your hand up?
Yeah. What's the oil?
On mine, it's right there.
The bottom oil? The bottom oils are ginger, rosemary, and lemon. Was that hard to read? Yeah. Thank you for asking. Yeah?
Sorry, for slow digestion is lemon, rosemary, peppermint. Speed up digestion is peppermint, ginger, and
Geranium.
geranium.
Yep. So Digest, you guys, is a great oil to use for digestive support, healthy digestive support. It's a great blend of essential oils. It works so quickly for the occasional gas, bloating, things like that. It also works amazingly well on dogs. Yeah.
What's for dogs?
Depending on the dog, how big, diluted heavily. If it's a little guy,
Bigger dogs.
a bigger dog. Yeah, dog. You know, it just we can talk after if you want to ask me how big the dog is.
And then would that Digest also help someone with acid reflux besides like an alkaline?
I can answer
Sure,
that.
we have to.
Yeah, actually, I suffer from acid reflux.
We have to be compliant, though.
Yes.
We have to be compliant.
Let's
So,
put this way, it's great for the digestive system.
it's great for the digestive
It works
system.
perfectly.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. So we'll go on to, this was amazing. An average human male will eat about 50 tons of food, equivalent of one humpback whale during a lifetime. That can make your belly hurt just thinking about that. So we need good bacteria, you guys, right? How many of you heard that before? We need good bacteria, right? So bacteria, the good bacteria helps us break down the food that we eat and break it up into nutrition that we can use, right? That should be easy. But because many of us have toxins, we have taken antibiotics before, it can really mess up the good bacteria that we have. So they can damage, antibiotics can damage or kill the good bacteria. So we need to replenish it, and especially if you've been on antibiotics. If you don't, the bad bacteria can actually grow faster than the good bacteria. So you really want to be on top of that. Space, probiotics 4 hours away from taking an antibiotic. Don't take them at the same time. Okay? Life 9 is a great probiotic that Young Living has. It's new, fairly new, came out last year, and it's a really good one. And I came across this information and I thought it was really good to share with you guys. So you can, this one, the Life 9, has 17 billion life cultures in it and 9 beneficial bacteria strains. So some people have asked why there aren't more good bacteria in there. Because you can buy probiotics that have, billions and billions and billions more bacteria in there. So the information I came across by Lindsay Elmore is this. If you have a compromised gut, you guys, and you take a lot of good bacteria in, like a huge, huge amount of good bacteria, you can actually end up with a Herx reaction, okay? And because what happens is that good bacteria can kill off the bad bacteria. What happens is cell death happens and they split apart and the content actually gets into your system. That can make you sick with flu-like symptoms, and that is called the Herx reaction. If you have a fast die-off of this bad bacteria, okay? So if you take in huge amounts of good bacteria, which is a good thing. But if you take in huge amounts, it can actually cause the bad bacteria to die off too quickly and make you sick or cause bloating and things like that. So they stick with a lower dose to make sure it doesn't overwhelm your system. Does that make sense?
What was the name of that effect again?
It's called the Herx reaction, the Herxheimer reaction. But what that is, I experienced that too when I was taking high doses of antibiotics with Lyme's disease. So you can, anytime you have a die-off of bacteria, you can get sick from that because that is in your system and it can make you ill. It can make you feel ill. So too much good bacteria can actually maybe not be such a good thing. It's better to do smaller doses. More is not always better. So enzymes, you guys, are super, super important. We can lose them over time as we get older. And we have 4 different ones, and I'm quickly going to talk about just the things that stand out about that. The essential sign is the everyday basic enzyme, you guys, and that's on the bottom right, okay? That contains vitamin B, it contains fiber, it's a delayed release formula, and it supports healthy pancreatic function. Essential sign 4 is for big meals, you guys. That one is a multi-spectrum enzyme, and it is dual time release. It has a yellow side for immediate release, and then the white side is for a delayed release, you guys. And this one is great to have in your person pocket going out to eat, you know, maybe foods that are rich that you normally don't eat, things like that. And it takes, it's really good to aid the digestion after a big meal, okay? Then the Allerzyme, you guys, I'm vegetarian, so this is, Allerzyme is a vegetarian option if any of you are interested in that. It is slow acting, it contains maltase and lactase, and those are the enzymes that digest milk, sugar, and carbs. So if you want to target that, that's the one for you then. This one contains the most essential oils out of all of them. Then the Detoxzyme is a fast-acting option, and no, that's the one I just did, right? Yep, that was the, no, Detoxzyme fast-acting option. That has a lot of different powerful enzymes in it, and it completes digestion, helps detoxify, and promote cleansing. That one also is a vegetarian option. It's fast-acting. It has the fewest essential oils in it, the fewest herbs, but the most enzymes, okay? That's just a quick rundown of the enzymes. Do your research and pick the one that you think is good for you. Omega Gize 3, that is pretty new too. And Young Living source the purest fish oils available, and they're super, super important for us to eat, to take in. This one also has CoQ10 in it, and those all play amazing, just are so important for supporting our body, and it also has vitamin D3. And you guys, I encourage you, if you've never had your vitamin D levels checked, to get them checked, okay? Really, really important. MindWise is a really great product. That could be the vegetarian option if you don't want to take a fish oil, okay? It has a lot of the same properties, you guys. That is derived from actually a nut, and it is the really, really great. It has CoQ10 in it, really high in omega-3s, and lots of amazing things in it. Do your research. We don't have time to go through it, but it's a really great option if you don't like to take fish oil and you want to do something great for your brain and your health. Calming and relaxing, you guys. How many of you are stressed sometimes? Just sometimes, every once in a while. So I'm going to break it down for you guys, because sometimes it's like, well, what do I take? Stress away, peace and calming, what's the difference, right? So stress away when you have a crazy day, okay? When the day is crazy, you're running, it's just a stressful day, you're driving in St. Cloud, you're, one of those days. That's when you use Stress Away. When you feel more worried than stressed, you want to do the Tranquil Roll-On. Okay? So, Stress Away, I'm stressed, lots of stuff going on. Tranquil, I'm worried about the bills, I'm worried about, getting somewhere and getting, you're worried about a specific thing. That's when you do the Tranquil Roll-On, okay? It has comforting aroma of lavender, cedarwood, Roman chamomile, and it's calming and relaxing to your body and your mind. Peace and calming is great when you have time to relax, okay? So when you have time at home to sit down and chill and just have a few minutes, that's when you want to put peace and calming on or diffuse it. So was that helpful to break those 3 things down to kind of know a little bit of a difference? Vitamin B, you guys, is a really important vitamin to take when you are going through some stressful situations, days. Your body uses up vitamin B faster when you're stressed. And the Young Living one is a really good one. It has folate in it, not folic acid. Folic acid is a synthetic form of vitamin B. Young Living actually has folate in it. Now, sleep, you guys. How many of you like a good night's sleep? I really do. And I'm a little crabby when I don't get a good night's sleep. So it's really important for our health, and essential oils can help you. Here's a roller bottle blend, you guys, that you can make yourself to put on the bottom of your feet or the back of your neck before you go to bed. In a 10 ml roller bottle, add 20 drops of lavender, 20 bergamot, 20 ylang ylang. That's a really nice blend, you guys, to help you unwind before you go to bed. Again, the Tranquil essential oil is super nice to use before you go to bed to get a good night's sleep. A great place to put it, you guys, is at right in here, the brainstem. If you wake up in the middle of the night, if you have an issue with that, cedarwood and vetiver are amazing for that. Vetiver is a little bit different, the smell, so some of you might not like it as much, but it really is a great combo to have in the diffuser, cedarwood and vetiver together. You can pair it with lavender or with any woodsy grounding oil. It's really, really a nice blend to have in the diffuser. One thing I wanted to tell you guys, if you wake up a lot at night around 3 o'clock, that can have to do with your blood sugar, okay, with your blood sugar levels. If that is an issue for you, it's a good idea. Maybe you can try to eat something with protein before you go to bed. So a little slice of cheese or some nuts or something like that, a lot of times that can help to stabilize the blood sugar so you don't have that waking up. And I always like a reason to eat something before I go to bed, so I'm good with that. And you guys, one thing, sometimes we wonder how to use essential oils with the elderly, maybe in nursing homes and things like that, and they, one thing that is really, really nice to give them a hand or an arm massage for relaxation. So if you visit maybe in a nursing home at night, that is just a really sweet thing that you can do with like a lavender or one of the calming oils that is really gentle. Give a hand or an arm massage to someone. I thought of that, and it's a really nice way to calm somebody and just do something nice for them.
Right, another thing that really helped me with sleeping at night is to take my mineral supplement at night.
Oh,
Instead of
the mineral essence. Wow, great advice. Thank you. Infusing drinking water, you guys. I add either Himalayan salt to it, a little grain of it, a little bit of crushed ice, or a little bit of honey. And what that does, it provides like little lifeboats to the essential oils to mix into the water, okay? So, you know, if you just put Not really. It's just a little tiny piece. It's the pink Himalayan salt, so it's just a little bit. Actually, the pink Himalayan salt, you guys, has a lot of minerals. So it's the white, bleached, icky salt that you don't want to use. The real salts with the minerals in it are actually really, really good for you to use in good amounts. So it's a really great way to get the essential oils to actually mix in with the water. Now, if you put essential oils in water and you let it sit, after a while, it does mix with the water. But if you add some honey or a little bit of salt, it really does help to mix it more evenly throughout. So I think the pink Himalayan salt, I think, has 84 different minerals in it. So it's a good thing to use. Here are some synergy recipes, you guys. There's one that's called the Munchie Blocker, and I like that. And again, use your empty 5 ml bottles. You guys got him? So we have the Munchie Blocker, we have the Crazy Day, we have the Happy Tummy, and all of those are the Vitality oils, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about something else while you write. This is what I love to do, you guys. Have you guys heard of chia seeds before? Okay, so chia seeds are super healthy for you. They have, let's see, 8 times more omega-3s than salmon, 25% more fiber than flaxseed. They don't need to be ground, so here's what I do, you guys. I put flaxseed in my water bottle, like that. And then I add 2 ounces of Ningxia, and I add water to it. And have you ever seen the drinks like Mama Chia at the health food stores and with the chia seeds in them? They're expensive to begin with. They can have upwards of 12, 14 grams of sugar a bottle, which is smaller than this. If you do a Ningxia 2 ounces with water and chia, there's 2 grams of sugar in this whole thing. Okay, you get great nutrition with the Ningxia. You get great fiber from the chia seed. So this is a really great drink. These chia seeds, they take up, what was it? There's 4 grams of protein in the chia seeds per ounce. And these chia seeds swell up about 12 times of their original size, so they get pretty big in here. So you don't want to overdo it, but if you can do the texture, it can be a little bit of a texture thing. But I really like to drink that. It's great for your digestion.
I add tangerine into mine too, a couple of drops of tangerine, and oh my gosh.
It's good.
Every day.
Yeah. You can also add your mineral essence to that if you like it, if you don't mind the way it tastes.
So did you use, what, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in
Yeah,
that?
2 tablespoons. Did I not say that? It is exactly 2 tablespoons. Good job. So I wanted to tell you this really quick, you guys. I don't know why the times on here are wrong, because the reason for that is this was last year's. So do not look at that. I will stand here and cover this up because I don't even want you to see this. Oh. That didn't work, did it? Okay.
That's not going to work either.
There. Oh, it's still not. So do not, that was last year, okay? I talked to Carol tonight, and she wanted to be here, and she hurt her back a little bit, or her back is sore. She said hi, Carol Brinkman. So this thing is actually happening April 22nd. So the date is right, the year is wrong.
Which is a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, you guys, okay? So you can still get tickets for this. So this is what Carol wrote. We have an eye doctor, that's her right here, Dr. Mary Gregory, speaking on Ningxia Red and eye health. And Dr. Oliver Wanker is coming. He is a PhD, big brain. He is speaking on gut and brain microbiome. And Ed Daly, RN and Young Living Global Educator, will speak on the blue zones, areas of the world where people live into their hundreds. So it will be really great, a really great event, and they have Young Living products there for sale and a lot of vendors. So if you guys want to be there and hear Dr. Gregory, she is actually from the cities, and she is an amazing lady. I read her bio, and she knows a lot, you guys. And she will talk on Ninja Red specifically. So we'll learn a ton. The other thing I wanted to talk about, just mention, we do have, I'm an animal lover, we do have products for pets, so check them out if you care about that. And this is Dr. Lindsay Elmore. She is amazing. And we actually, Vital 180, your team, headed by Brenda and Scott Schuler, actually offer these calls, Lunch with Lindsay. She is a brain. If you want to geek out and just be completely overwhelmed with knowledge about essential oils and supplements, Young Living, go to Vital 180, register for these phone calls. You can ask her questions. She is absolutely amazing.
And she has toned it down a little bit for us, not scientific brains, yes.
Yeah, but she, I mean, as much as you want to learn, she can do it. She is amazing. So thank you guys for your time. I know this was generous of you to be here because the weather was amazing. Talk to your upline if you have any questions. We have prizes to give away, so if you want to win something, stay a couple more minutes. And I want to thank you guys so much. Share, learn, grow, love, give. Have a wonderful Easter with your family and friends. And we're going to give some prizes away really quick.
Thanks.
I don't have my glasses.
You don't have your glasses? Okay. Okay, guys. Are you ready?
Everybody's got a ticket?
Everybody has a ticket?
Oh, one more.
One more coming? Okay, let's do this again. Okay. 879484. That's you. Okay. Okay, next number.
Okay, you got your ice. You got your
I
ice.
got my eyes. Because you're blind.
Because I don't have my glasses.
You need to go to the learn about your eyes. Number 879488.
Oh, neat.
Oh, me.
Let's do a little woohoo!
Here, I have a whole bunch in my hand. Just over here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just
Okay.
running around with you.
I can
Okay. 483. The last three. That's you? Okay. Here's the next one.
She's got tickets already.
The next one is 489. Sherry, that's you up here? Yeah. Awesome.
And one more.
Okay.
482.
Mom.
Two.
Woo-hoo.
Mom.
Okay, so then the other thing that we do is when you bring a friend, a non-Young Living member for the first time, you and that person get a ticket, and then we give away a diffuser. So we think education is huge, because if you don't know how to use the product, you're not going to use the product. So we want you to be able to, join us if possible. Otherwise, we do Facebook Live, we want our friends and family to be healthy too. So each month we do this to encourage you to bring more people. So is anybody here that is a non-Young Living member for the first time? I thought so. Two. And then obviously the person that brought you. You guys are gonna as I come up here and dump these out is when you come to a class, we're going to try to be here at 6 o'clock. Usually classes are at 6:30. We're going to have Zyto Compass scans or, did you bring your Adobe?
I did not.
Okay.
There's an Adobe.
So that'll be, so if you've never done a scan, it's pretty much your energy in your hand coming out on a computer screen printout, and it's your body telling you what you like. Is that the easy way for it? Yeah. To give you a little indication what you might need to order and try, and who knows what'll happen. So we'll have that before, and if there's time after, and then we always collect a food shelf donation also. So we like to give back to our community and help others. Okay, so we have a diffuser.
Oh, Teresa, before you announce that, you should announce next class. And also the new product guides are out, you guys. Spring product guides are out. And spring offerings. I think we're going to have a catalog in our order, but there's some, so check your website. There's some awesome new spring kits and fun stuff. So.
Perfect. May 4th is our next event here. It is, we're going to talk more about sleep, meditation, and come in your comfy clothes, because I have a yoga, what would you call it, Kathy? Thank you, that's the word. A yoga instructor, and she's going to do some light relaxation yoga, so to help you unwind and, getting ready for a good night's rest. I love sleep too, Heike. Like, we're all about sleep. So that'll be May 4th, 6:30 in here, and again, Zyto Compass scans a half hour beforehand. And then Coffee and Connect. We want to start doing little things when we can, because not everybody can come in the evening like this. So next Tuesday on the 11th at Cornerstone Restaurant in Sartell, which is across from the football field. It's between the football field and Coburn's. We are meeting for coffee at 9:30 for an hour, so people can just come and ask questions and chat. So that is next Tuesday. And we just like to throw those things out there to get people learning and talking, and voila. Okay.
Diffuser.
I'm sorry.
Diffuser.
9:30.
The one, that little crystal.
Correct. So, for bringing a guest for the first time, 879-503. Come on, Tina, go. Woohoo! So that is a crystal car diffuser, so you can use that one. You can plug it into USB port in your computer or the car, or you can use it in your little office, right? Awesome. Okay, Krista, you're on stage.
Okay, one more thing.
On stage.
I want to give a big shout out to our newest diamonds of our group. Lula and Steve we hit diamonds last March. They have been working so incredibly hard, and I'm so incredibly proud of them. Congratulations, you guys. I look forward to seeing many more.
You actually have to go in front of the phone.
Yeah, come here. So just see how you guys were amazing.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic people.
Thank
So another
you.
shout out to Lula.
Thanks. Just before you go, just want to add a few things there. For us, it's been 4 years and a half since we started our business. It's been a lot of work. It is hard work. It's fun at the same time. But don't you think that you cannot do it. It's just a matter of having a goal, having some strategies on how to get there, and just putting your heart into what you're doing, and having the support. He really supports me, and I'm very lucky. He stays at home for 130 days while I'm going in Mexico a year. So that for me was huge. And
So we can't use the excuse that we don't know anybody right here in our own town.
That's true.
And the child is happy and healthy, and he was left home with me.
So our team, don't just get, don't you think that everybody here knows about oils? And, our team is 90% down in Mexico. We don't have any members here, barely. Maybe we have like 10, that's it. The rest of them are all over. So It's very easy. Use your contacts, use the Facebook, use the email, use Skype, use Zoom, use whatever you have available. I mean, it's not that I'm in Mexico all the time, although kind of. They know because I'm absent a lot. So when you don't see me here, it's because I'm not in Mexico. But you can do a lot of things to grow your team. You don't have to be here, or they don't have to be here. Use Facebook. I do enroll people on Facebook, and it's just amazing how everything happened. It's not just because of what I did. It's a team effort, and I am very grateful for the team we have. And they're very hungry, and they're very generous, and they're very explosive. I'll just say that they really want to do this. I mean, and it's been an amazing journey. So thank you, and thank you. And I don't know if he wants to add anything to it, but
Well, it's just being able to bounce ideas off each other, because at first I told her, I said I wanted to do a class online, it's like a Skype or Zoom, and she looked at me and she goes, Mexicans don't do that. and I said, humor me, just do it, just do it, and we'll see. Now I can't get her off the computer. In fact, when we did one together, I kind of felt like I was like just background candy. But the thing is so that, just think outside the box, and because the thing is that the things that you think won't work will work, and the things that you don't want to try, you should, because they will work as well. So just think outside the box, and it's limitless, because you can do anything you put your mind to it. It's just a matter of getting out there and not being afraid to do it, because it's sometimes scary to get in front of people and talk. And I'm amazed at how much even though she was a college professor for 13 years and in front of people all the time, it's amazing just the transformation of how she is in front of people and large groups of people and stuff like that. It's just changed a lot. And don't be afraid, because nothing you say is foolish, or nothing you say is dumb. The thing is that because most of the time you're talking to people that know less than you do, so they don't know when you screw up.
That's true. That is true. That is true. And I just will say to you what Brenda told me when I talked to her, and I said, I want to do this as a business. And I still remember we were traveling together in Mexico, and she was putting together a presentation, and we did it together. And it was just, for me, it was like, I think that's the way that I should go. And she said a few things that are very important. So if you're here and you're not, in business yet, but you're thinking about it, or is there and you don't really know, I remember that Brenda said to me, it's about making a decision. Number one, once you have a decision made, then you have to find your purpose and say, why do you want to do this? And it's going to be different for everybody. But you have to, more than one, but you have to have it, and you have to write it down, put it somewhere where you see it, because it's something that is going to push you every day to do whatever you're doing. Number three, to have goals, and along with those goals, you need to have your strategy and activities and actions and how you're going to accomplish those. That's it. That's it. And it's just learning, and sharing. And
That's great advice for.
That's all it is.
Because the funny thing is that we honestly didn't have a clue as to what we were doing.
Nothing.
We went to the first convention and we wandered around aimlessly, because we had no idea as to what to expect, what we should be doing. We had no clue whatsoever. And the thing is that, but if you take the time, especially if we did it together, you figure it out and stuff like that. And actually, when she took Brenda to Mexico for the first time, how many people did you have in your first class?
Maybe 10.
No, you didn't have any, remember?
Oh, no, that was not the first one. That was the second one.
She had nobody show up. So
but
here
I
she's
had
like,
Brenda with me, and nobody showed up, and they were like, people, don't you know who Brenda is? And was like, nobody there. And I was like, so embarrassed, like, oh, I'm so sorry that nobody's here. And she's like, oh, it's going to happen a lot of times. Don't worry about it. So, when nobody shows up in the class,
So
nothing happens.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, so thank you very, very much. And go to convention. If you've never been there, I really, really encourage you to go. It's a great event. I'm not gonna go into details, but our first convention, we didn't have the money to go. We drove, our car broke. It was more expensive than we thought,
Oh, we could have flew there 5 times over.
and it was worth it every time. And we have been there every year since.
We
So,
drive
I think we
every
drive.
year.
We enjoy the ride.
We,
Yeah.
we do it just because let's put it this way, when you can spend 19 hours in the car with your spouse and still love each other, you're doing great.
So thank you very much.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.